Welcome to the Cryptonomatron, guys. Thanks for joining me again today. In this video, we're going to be doing our ICO review on Metacert Protocol. But if this is your first time watching my channel and you want to know more about ICOs, you want to know more about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and other related stuff like that, then you've got to click on that subscribe button and click on that bell notification icon, and you'll get notified as soon as I upload new content and as soon as I go live. All right, guys, thanks for doing that. Let's get on with this Metacert Protocol ICO review video. So what is Metacert Protocol then? Well, it's a anti-fraud and trust database that's already centralized, but it's heading onto the blockchain. Now, you might be familiar with some of their products already. They do have a browser protection called Cryptonight, which if you have Chrome or Firefox, you can download the add-on. And it puts a little shield in the browser bar of your computer that verifies whether the URL is correct or not and whether it can be trusted. Now, this is obviously very, very useful if you are surfing cryptocurrency websites, especially wallets like MyEther wallet, because there's a lot of phishing scams going on. And Cryptonite by Metacert is one of the ways that you can identify a possible phishing scam, and they're very, very hard to spot, and they're getting harder to spot as well. But that's not all Metacert Protocol is, because if that were it, there wouldn't be much to it. Now, it's a lot deeper than that, and basically what their solution is going to be is a layer to the Internet Protocol stack that can either sit between the internet and the web, or it can be integrated within your hardware or software that sits on top of the internet as well. Now, they are going to have a decentralized model, a decentralized blockchain registry with all these community submissions that can be verified, and therefore that will assist to build trust and reputation on the internet. So there are no other competitors, I'm happy to say. Metacert Protocol are actually a first mover in this space, and there are obviously centralized solutions that offer some sort of protection against bad actors and malicious websites, such as antivirus software, anti-malware, that type of thing, but they're not really doing what Metacert Protocol are proposing, in that utilizing and incentivizing the community to act as a sort of policeman, if you like, and build a distributed database of trustworthy websites, and obviously bad ones as well. So the closest really that's available at the moment is this fish tank, where people can submit potential hazardous URLs or phishing sites, if you like, and it compiles a list. But again, there's no incentivization for people to do that. People will do it out of the goodness of their heart, only to warn the community, and that's not really enough to build a proper protective layer on the internet. It's very it's a band-aid, if you like, over an axe wound. So what Metacert Protocol are proposing goes a lot further than a centralized solution can actually provide, and also what this fish tank can provide as well. This is going to be a solution on the blockchain that's going to be policed by the community. It really is quite a fantastic idea. So in terms of competition, they're first mover. So again, that's going to be very, very good for them. So the main problem is safety on the internet, and whether that's on a browser or on Twitter or on Telegram even, it's a big, big problem. Now, in terms of cryptocurrency, we've seen a lot of people getting phished by going to the wrong MyEther wallet address, sending funds. We've seen people getting phished on Telegram by admins on the Telegram group, or people posing as admin on the Telegram group. So there's a lot of this going on. A lot of money's been lost, a lot of scams going on all the time, and it seems to be getting worse. Another one on Twitter seems to be this send ether scam, where people copy the profile of a prominent person or an influencer in the cryptocurrency space, and then attempt to convince people that they're running some sort of giveaway or competition. Nobody gives away anything in this life, guys. You have to be very naive to fall for anything like that. So there are a couple of security measures in place on the internet to try and protect you, but they are not really adequate. There are uniform resource identifiers, or URIs, and that identifies domain names, social media accounts, etc. But that's not always reliable as well. Now, there are extended validation certificates as well, which require a more rigorous checking for verifying ownership, etc., of the domain, physical location of the company, identity of the person requesting the certificate, etc. But it can be abused, guys. So with the centralized system that we have, it's very easy to get around, it's very easy to manipulate, and that's the problem. So what Metacert Protocol want to do is build a decentralized ledger on the blockchain that can basically have or store uniform resource identifiers, URIs, to identify trusted domain names, social media accounts, news articles, apps, bots, crypto wallet addresses, APIs, even Internet of Things devices. Now, they've already got a centralized database of URIs, they've already got a Telegram bot, I believe, and they've already got this Cryptonite browser add-on, which I spoke about before, where the shield turns green if the website can actually be trusted, and it's quite useful. It saved people quite a lot of money, especially in my Ether wallet, where there are a lot of phishing scams, people trying to get you to log into malicious websites and divulge your private keys. And of course, after you do that, your wallet gets robbed. Phishing is a big problem, and Metacert are going to incentivize the community to basically update, validate, and maintain this database, this distributed ledger. So by utilizing a tokenized system to incentivize the community, users will be able to access the protocol from a smartphone, tablet, or laptop, for example, and then submit, review, and validate different information about URIs. This will be permanently stored in the protocol. And obviously, this will incentivize good actors and disincentivize bad actors as well. So the information that the database will have will be very accurate indeed. So there's a big gap to fill in this market, and as Metacert are a first mover, they've got a very, very big advantage here over all the others that will surely come in time and try to copy and clone what Metacert Protocol are attempting to do. Now, as far as their current position is concerned, they have 10 billion URIs classified into over 60 categories, 3 billion messages scanned on Slack, Telegram, and HipChat, 100 million links analyzed already. Every 5 minutes, the software prevents a phishing scam. 500,000 or 500,000 crypto people are being protected by the software, including myself. I do actually use it on my browser as the add-on, and 1 million unique domains waiting to be validated by different participants. Now, they've started to take submissions, but without the community involving themselves in this, it's impossible for the staff to actually keep up with the amount of submissions. So you can see how popular and important this has already become in such a short space of time. So if you're in any doubt as to the size of the market that the Metacert Protocol can be adopted by, you just have to look at this graphic behind me. SAP there, even the British government are using it. The Department of International Trade are using it. So IBM, Civic, loads of cryptocurrency and crypto-related projects using it as well. So it's definitely established itself already in the cryptocurrency sphere and beyond. So the system is divided into 3 different independent parts. The first being an end user participant system nicknamed or codenamed ChainKit. Now that will utilize Python, Node.js and Elasticsearch and provide the user interface for users to submit, validate and dispute the URI classifications. Then there is the Decentralized Blockchain Registry. That's an independent distributed ledger that's related and stores the URI information on it. This will be on Ethereum, utilizing Ethereum smart contracts to enable the management of the entry conditions, the token mechanics, etc. And then finally, there will be the synchronization system, codename or nickname Hyperchain, which will use Python, Node.js again, and Elasticsearch that provides the communication between the blockchain registry and the user interface or ChainKit. So in terms of a demo or an MVP, well, they've already got the Cryptonite browser add-on, and loads of people are using it, over 500,000 people. And they've also got the Telegram bot as well, which can be accessed from their website. So by utilizing Node.js and Python, it gives them high-speed response, so they can have up to 2,500 transactions per second via a sync layer. It will give them also a bit of elasticity as well, which will allow continued operation even if 1/3 of the nodes in the blockchain network go down, and also much improved security as well. Python, they say, was chosen because it's designed without the segmentation faults, which guarantees thread safety. So the system is going to incentivize people to obviously participate, and that's one of the key things about it. You're going to have submitters, and that will be people that submit URIs for categorization, and they will be rewarded with a small amount of the tokens. You will also have validators as well. They will be experts in their respective fields, and they are rewarded to validate the submissions. So you've got that other fail-safe, if you like, so that, you know, bad actors can't just submit URIs and get away with it. So verification has to happen for this whole process to be trusted. And then you've got resource owners as well. Now, they're owners of URIs, websites, for example, bots, even cryptocurrency wallet addresses, social media accounts, for example. I've just submitted my social media account on Twitter for validation through the Metacert protocol via their Slack. And incidentally, they do have a Slack bot as well that's operating and widely used, if I haven't mentioned that already somewhere else in the review. So the key here is the incentivization, and that's what the main aim of this is, to incentivize people to actually participate and reward them for doing so. So if you're a purchaser, you can actually buy access to the registry. It's machine readable, so you'll be able to use it if you're an internet service provider, a crypto exchange, that type of company. And it will provide you the opportunity to integrate the data directly into your product and allow your developers to create products on the back of it as well. Another use case would be for a consumer, for example, would be utilizing the Cryptonite browser add-on, as I do and as many others do as well. So plenty of use cases for it in terms of browser add-ons, you know, different companies wanting to use it for their applications, and also different social media sites, software such as Telegram and Slack that they're already operating on. So the technical paper that complements the white paper is pretty good. The material in this project is very good overall. It's very polished, it's well presented, very modern looking, and it's a good read, the technical paper. It's not overwhelming by any standards of the imagination, so anybody can find out exactly what the process is to submit a URI to this system and how they actually validate it and how the reputation system works as well. Now, I won't get into too much detail about it in this review. I don't think there's any point. It's just going to waste time. So if you want to know more about the technical aspects of it, go and read the white paper and the technical paper. So in order to get rewarded, you can act as a node, which will basically just be checking, fact-checking, double-checking, and verifying on the network. But you can also become a node operator as well. Now, they say there are two ways that you can become a node operator: a thin node or a full node, and then you'll get rewarded for providing data storage, computational power, and bandwidth. That sounds a little bit like master nodes to me. So what are the tokens going to be used for then? Well, they're going to be used to pay for services on the protocol, and they're going to be required to stake for URI claims as well. So that'll basically stop any bad actors. You have to actually put tokens in to act as a submitter or a verifier as well, and also as a brand owner. They'll also be used to pay validation fees too, and they will be given as a result of that as rewards for the submitters and the validators performing those services. Now, resource owners can implement bounties, for example, as well, for extended validation or other services from the submitters and the validators, which is pretty cool, gives them a bit of extra flexibility. And it's also going to be used to pay for premium services like this improved brand verification process, which they want to implement so that high profile brand owners can get a little bit more out of the service. They will also be given for rewards for nodes that are companies or individuals that provide this expert tech support a bit later on, and they'll also be given as rewards for the node operators that are providing hardware usage on the network, much like a master node. So I don't know why I'm bothering with this chapter in this review, but as you can probably tell, there are no scam warnings or red flags about this project whatsoever. Metacert Protocol in itself is trying to improve internet safety and security. So it would be very ironic if there were any warnings about it, wouldn't it? So I had to do a bit of digging to find the token sale details. They are actually on the Medium version of the white paper. They're not actually in the white paper themselves. They can be found, but it does take a little bit of digging. And if I was buying this project, I would have them slap bang in the middle of the website, because a lot of people that want this information won't be able to find it that easy. Now, in terms of the token metrics or tokenomics, there are 10 billion meta tokens total. The soft cap is 20% of the total number of meta tokens, so that will be 2 billion, and the hard cap is 25%, so 2.5 billion hard cap. The price of the token is 1 cent per token, so that makes a soft cap of $20 million and a hard cap of $25 million, which isn't too bad. So what I thought was interesting here, in order to stabilize the token value early on, they are actually going to consider allocating extra meta tokens from the total supply as well, so that it won't dilute your value of your token. Well, I think that's interesting, and it's maybe a concept that other ICOs at the moment especially should pursue. So they are going to retain 15% or 20% of the tokens for a future sale, depending on whether they reach the soft cap or the hard cap. And that's a little bit of a concern for me. 30% will be allocated to the company and future growth, 30% will go to strategic partners and community, and a total of 40% will go to the public in whichever sale. Now, they are having a lockup, but it's spread over 24 months for both company and strategic partners as well, and then released on a monthly basis through a vesting schedule. So the private sale will commence on June the 25th. It is a minimum of 100 Ether to get involved, so whales only, and the public sale will happen on July 25th, and no details are available about white listing or KYC or anything like that at the moment. However, everybody except North Korean and Chinese citizens is welcome to participate. So if you're from the US, you'll be happy to hear that. So they aren't having a bounty campaign, but they are going to airdrop tokens to early adopters of their Cryptonite browser add-on, as well as the airdrop of 360 meta tokens. If you're one of the first 100,000 users of it, you will actually get to use it free for 12 months, which I think is very generous of them indeed. So the roadmap's pretty good, and I've been reviewing quite a few ICOs recently where the roadmap has definitely been deficient. And what I look for in a roadmap is a plan. I need to see dates and when things are going to be implemented. At least give, a rough guide as to when you're going to be able to do something, because that shows that you've actually got a plan going forward. If you're just pulling things out of thin air, there's no dates really, and there are no steps to your actual roadmap, then I suspect that you've probably not got a very good plan together. So this project is good in terms of roadmap, and it's not too long either. We're looking at a testnet beta launch in August this year. They will have the ChainKit MVP available by mid-July, before the crowd sale takes place on the 25th of July. And going forward, blockchain implementation, everything will happen by at least January 2019. So it's not a long roadmap by any standards of the imagination, and there's quite a lot happening as well, and it's very detailed. So thumbs up, they've actually done a fairly decent job here. So the team is pretty impressive. You can click on them to get a little bit more information in their bios, but without going through them one by one, which would probably bore you all to tears, I'm just going to say that they've got very good experience in the industry, in browsers. Obviously, Ian Hayward was behind Mozilla and is involved in security add-ons. Paul Walsh has got patents for web apps as well. So yeah, they do have industry experience. If I was going to be critical of them though, I would say there's not much verifiable blockchain experience on the team itself. I don't see any lead developers for any major projects here, so that's a little bit of a concern for me. However, in terms of implementation, I don't think there's any doubt that this team will be able to implement what it wants to do, and you know, I'm going to give them a little bit of a pass here because blockchain developers are thin on the ground, and I think these guys are experienced enough in their own fields. We can overlook that to a little bit. So advisory body, again, pretty impressive. We've got Daniel Applequist. He's worked before for the British government, I believe, yep, on the Open Standards Board for them. Web developer as well. So yeah, there's good experience here. Francie Hakes, I think she's a US District Attorney. Yeah, she specialises in child exploitation prevention, which is handy for this project, seeing as they want to implement some security and safety for, especially for children not being able to access pornography and that type of thing. And another familiar face you'll recognise here is Vinny Lingham, the guy behind Civic, CEO of Civic, in fact, and he's obviously a Bitcoin and blockchain advocate and investor as well. He's also been on Shark Tank a few times, I think. Also the Bitcoin Oracle, is he not nicknamed? So they've had a few investors already in the project. Moneta, Sacramento Angels, Shake Ventures and Sierra Angels are listed on the website. Also the founding team of Quick, I think you pronounce that, it's been acquired by Skype, and the founder of Travelocity and Kayak as well, and the founder of 888.com have invested in this project. So there is some venture capital money in here already. There are 4 partners listed on the website. First one is IO. They're a software developer behind AdBlock Plus. Coolbit X is a Taiwanese fintech company. They are makers of Cool Wallet S and Cool Wallet S Duo. They're cold storage hardware devices, apparently the size of a credit card. Haven't heard about them, so I'll go and have a little look at them after I've finished this review. AppMaker are a do-it-yourself app creation platform. Let anybody build your own iPhone apps, Android apps, and HTML5 mobile-friendly websites. Pretty cool. And Rocket Chat as well. Apparently they're a communication platform. I've heard of them before, haven't really used them myself. So those are the partners. So in terms of community and hype then, it's a difficult one to pinpoint this. Does it have the hype? It certainly does have the support of a hardcore following on the cryptocurrency community, and you know, there are a lot of people that want that green shield and that recognize the importance of getting their URL verified and their brand verified and everything else. So they do have that support going for them. But in terms of the wider cryptocurrency community, it doesn't seem that there's much hype behind the project. And that's strange to me because I think this project's very worthwhile. I wouldn't be doing this review otherwise. I always maintain that I do reviews on projects I actually like. There's no point in me reviewing crap, wasting my time just to tell you not to bother investing in it or not to bother you know, looking at it any further. This isn't financial advice either, by the way. So this project's hard to pinpoint because it doesn't really have any momentum or hype behind it, I feel, outside of the very hardcore following that it's got in the cryptocurrency community. As I said, the Slack's quite busy in terms of people wanting verification, but again, there's not many people talking about the token sale in comparison with other projects. That's quite strange for me. So hopefully this video will go some way in solving that hype problem. So I think I'm one of the first YouTube reviewers to cover this project, which is really baffling to me because this is a worthwhile project that should have more hype behind it. Again, it's underhyped for me. They've got 2,200 followers on Twitter and about 9,200 followers on Telegram group, which is not insignificant, but it's nowhere near the sort of significance we've seen in other big projects, 40, 50,000 followers. Again, hype can make or break a project. Let's hope that this has got the support of the core cryptocurrency community that will allow it to forge ahead and succeed. So what are the positives and what do I like about this project? Well, the first thing is it's a first mover in the space. That means it's got no competition, or no direct competition anyway, and that's going to count for a lot going forward. This also incentivizes users. It incentivizes people to submit and also verify. So you'll actually earn rewards from being part of this ecosystem. Solves some very real pain points as well. If we look at the sort of safety of internet browsing and that type of thing, that is a real issue at the moment, and this project can go a long way in solving that. A good use of the blockchain technology, I feel. Having the URIs on a distributed ledger is quite a good use of the Ethereum blockchain. The tech appears to be innovative and clever as well. They've thought through a lot about how they're going to validate and apply a reputational system. Yet to be proven, of course. Going forward, they'll need to prove it actually with what they launch and what they bring to the table. But on paper, it appears very innovative indeed. Now, Cryptonite, the browser add-on, and the Slack and Telegram bots are already available, which shows they've implemented already. Now, the ChainKit MVP will be available sometime in mid-July before the crowd sale as well, which is good news. The team has industry experience, and there's no question in my mind they can implement this project. They've got a proven track record already in crypto, which I like. The core crypto community does support this project as well. A lot of the guys on Twitter that I follow that are part of the the OGs from the cryptocurrency space from long time ago, they're behind this project. They know about it, they're watching it, so it's got that support. And could there be masternodes? Now, loads of users are already using this, including some large companies, as you saw on the website. Some impressive names there. It's got many use cases for this technology as well. It could be used for a variety of different things. The roadmap is good. It shows a plan, and it shows that they're going to implement in a fairly short time frame as well, which is good for us investors. And the material overall is very well presented, a few minor spelling mistakes aside. Now, the tokenomics also provide a decent opportunity here with a lowish hard cap and low token price. It's quite an attractive opportunity, in my opinion. Now, the fact that they're going to jiggle around the meta token allocation for investors will support the value of your investment as well. So I can't see you getting burnt here. And there's no bonus for private sale buyers, which I think is very good to the community, because not everybody can afford to stick in 100 Ethereum. Now, let's look at the negatives and what I don't like about the project. There are a couple of things. There's no GitHub, there's no code available, so we can't really go through it with a fine-tooth comb. Andre Cronje won't be giving us a code review anytime soon, which is unfortunate. And hopefully the bulls are out when this one launches on the exchanges, because ICOs are not faring too well at the moment. There's blood on the streets, and yeah, it don't look good. So hopefully the sentiment changes in the market. There's a lack of hype as well, a lack of awareness about this project, which I feel might have been averted with a bounty campaign. A clever bounty campaign could have got more hype and more backing in the general community behind this. And it's ICO winter at the moment, and people are suffering from ICO fatigue. Are ICOs all over? Well, I hope not, because this project deserves a bit of support. And a second token sale. What's all that about? Why bother? Why not just hang off, build up the hype behind this project, and sell the lot in a oneer? Now, the team, this is a minor niggle because, again, there's no question in my mind that they can implement, but they appear to be deficient in blockchain experience in the main. And that's a minor concern. And the token sale details, I feel, could have been presented a bit better as well. It's another minor niggle. I had to actually go on their Telegram group and find out a few details, partly because I couldn't find the Medium page, but just put it on the homepage, guys, or a link on the homepage. It's not that difficult. It could have been a little bit more upfront with the token sale details, I feel. You're trying to raise $20 million. Stick it right in the homepage where I can't miss it. Even an old baldy git like me can't miss it. All right? So thanks to Mayor on their Telegram group for finding all the information that I needed, even though it was my fault probably for not clicking on the right links. But now into potential gains and what I think it might do given the market and taking into account similar projects, of which there are none, so there's nothing really to go on here. But I feel this will do quite well. Ultra bearish market, I don't see it losing. Again, with this token allocation not being fixed, they're going to support the value of your investment. I think that will allow this to stay buoyant even in a unfavorable environment. Bearish market, again, same. Bullish market, though, I think this could do fantastic. I think this is a 10x waiting to happen. I think a 200 million market cap for this is easily achievable, given the core community support behind the project. I think there'll be a lot of big crypto guys getting invested in this project. I hope to be one of those. Perma bullish market, again, I'm very optimistic on this. A 20x, I'm saying, in a perma bullish market for this project. But for flipping, well, I don't think at the moment the market, I don't think will support a flip on this project, and there's not enough general hype behind this project to make it attractive for flipping. For hodling, though, I will be hodling onto this. Will you? So what are the scores on the doors? Marks out of 10 in 12 different categories. These are my ICO scoring metrics. Now, first of all, we've got presentation and pitch, and I quite like the presentation in this project, but there were a couple of minor errors that I noticed, and the token details weren't as easy to find as they should be, so they're only getting an 8 out of 10. Competitiveness, well, they're a first mover in the space. They don't have any direct competition, and as such, they get full marks here, 10 out of 10 for competitiveness. As far as problem solving goes, they are tackling a few very pertinent and important pain points within browser safety and security, especially in the cryptocurrency community, but they have more use cases as well that solve additional problems. They get a very solid 8 out of 10. Can they disrupt the market? I think they can. I think this is going to be very disruptive to internet security. I'm giving them an 8 out of 10. Blockchain and technology, well, there's no blockchain implemented at the moment, but they do have the Cryptonite browser add-on, and they do have the bots working, so they get a 7 out of 10. Token use, yep, it's what you'd expect from a project of this nature, 7 out of 10. Tokenomics here, yep, they're pretty good, let down by a possibility of a second token sale and a very high total supply. They get a 7 out of 10. Community and hype, it's a bit lacking here and it lets them down, so 6 out of 10 for community and hype. Roadmap, I think it's very good, it's detailed and it's planned, it gets an 8 out of 10. Team and advisory body is strong, but again, a lack of blockchain verifiable experience lets them down here. They get a 7 out of 10. In terms of partnerships, I think the 4 partners that they've got will bring some additional input to the project, and I think they'll be integral to the project's success, so they get a 7 out of 10. And in fair play, I think they're being very fair with no bonus for private sales, so they get, again, a 7 out of 10, only losing marks because high minimums to participate in the private sale itself. So final verdict time, and how does it rate out of 10? 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. Well, this, I feel, is a hidden gem that has amazing potential. I think it's a great project, and I'm giving it 7.5 out of 10. It's one of the highest scoring ICOs so far since I changed the scoring metrics on the spreadsheet. So it goes to joint number 1 in the spreadsheet. Will I be applying for bounty? Well, it's not applicable. There's no bounty campaign, but I will be receiving the airdrop for being an early adopter of the Cryptonite browser add-on. And will I be investing in this project? Yes, I certainly will, because I think this has got great potential. It's a great project, and I'm going to support it. So taking a look at the spreadsheet now, and Metacert Protocol goes into joint first place along with Metabase. Very worthwhile project, and certainly worth your consideration at the moment as well. So there we are, the spreadsheet's filling out nicely. In terms of upcoming ICOs, let's have a look, see what's going on. A few interesting projects there, but again, all the ones in yellow, not enough information for me to consider reviewing at this time, which is a shame, because I know a lot of other reviewers are attempting to do reviews on them with what scant information is available, and without tokenomics, without token pricing, and other key details like no white papers and stuff like that, it's just pointless for me to review them, so I won't consider it. But I am looking forward to getting more details about all of these projects. That's why they're in the list. I think actually Bolt do have a white paper now, and some ICO details have been published, including the token price. So I'll update that in due course, and hopefully it'll give me a chance to get a review done on that project. But the rest, again, have a look at the spreadsheet. It's available through my Telegram. Please go there, please download it. And if there are details on any of these projects that I've missed, let me know, and I'll amend the spreadsheet accordingly. So there we are, that concludes my Metacert Protocol ICO review video. I hope you found it informative. If you have any comments about the project, then let me know in the comments below. Are you going to participate? Are you excited about this project, or are you just going to avoid it? You know, are you a bit fatigued with ICOs? Let me know. Let's get the community interacting in the comments section as well. So thanks for watching, guys, as ever. You know, if you liked the video, give us a like. If you are not already subscribed to the channel, then please do so by clicking on that subscribe button and click on that bell notification icon as well. You'll get notified as soon as I upload new in-depth ICO reviews with my ICO scoring metrics. All that's left to say is my usual disclaimer, which again, I'm not a financial advisor, guys. Please do not use me for financial advice. I make these videos for entertainment purposes only, and always do your own due diligence, always do your own research from as many sources as you possibly can. Never invest more than you can afford to lose, and always invest wisely and cautiously as well. Don't rush in, guys. Very important. So that's me for today. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.